Going on, everybody? We're back. We're live. No premiere. No auto tune. What's going on, Florida? What's going on, Florida one? I saw you. I saw your comment. I think I liked it. How's everybody? What's going on, Don? What's going on, D? We're back. We are live. We're live to talk about all of the craziness in the world. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all crazy out here. I may need to get me some power. D, I need some power. So Lamborghini, how you doing? One second. Do I have a training program that students go through? Yes and no. No, I don't. I do recommendations. I make it simple for the recommendations. One second. So I'm gonna pull up my recommendations, and you can put these recommendations how you want to. I mean I have a training program. I didn't kick it off. I should, but I also feel like, and I had this conversation with Simone Bees, and this is one of the things we said, right? People start programs, but they don't finish them. Like you'll get halfway through it and won't finish it, or people start and they won't. People start and they won't do everything that you need to do. They're not consistent enough. And we had this conversation because one of the biggest challenges for training, and I just give you my own personal take on training. For 6 years I taught the RCE for free for 6 years. And what it's not even about, it's not even about people paying for it, and it's not about people not paying for it. It's about people. Either you want it or you don't, right? So if you don't want it, you won't continue with it, even if you pay for it. And I'm guilty of that myself. It's not the fact I don't want it, it's something came up, time, whatever the case may be. I played for plenty of courses and took it, worked in them probably about a month or two, and then after that I was like, I'm done with them. I don't even go back to it. So it's about the commitment, right? And I find, and this is just me, some people are gifted. Some people are gifted, and some people can take a free course, a bunch of free courses, figure out how to maneuver, and then make a career out of that, because some people are gifted at reading, interpreting what is meant, applying it, and keeping it moving, and don't even think twice about taking an exam or whatever. And then some people are gifted at exams but horrible at applying the knowledge that they learned in the classes. They're gifted at taking the exams, they're gifted at getting through content and so forth and so on. When it comes to exams, they can pass it. Take that same person and put them in a real world situation, they flop. And then some people are just gifted at taking exams and can get all the certs, but can't apply a lick of knowledge, right? And then some people are really, really good at the content, but horrible at exams. I go back and forth between the two. Horrible exams on certain things, gifted at content. Gifted at the exam, but kind of got through the content enough, right? It depends, but a lot of it comes from knowledge, right? So I ain't really answer all of your questions, but let me give you um my best suggestions. And let me let me go to it. And I stand by this, and I've done this for several years. Let me also pull that up too while I'm thinking about it. And I'm gonna give you a cheat code. I'm giving away cheat codes today. All right, so here is my RHCSA to infrastructure engineer, and it's on GitHub /women in Linux. I haven't updated. I think it looks like it has 3 forks right here. I don't know who the forks are. I don't know. I don't know. I need to go back and update this though. I did this. What this is really old. This is 5 years old. Basically, I went through and broke it down into RHCSA, Red Hat training, Ansible, Terraform, Cloud, then creating your wealth plan, right, from a beginner, junior, a specialist, and then other options: security, SRE, and chaos engineering. Even talked about how to get to the bag. Everything that tech stocks and jobs is about is really how this really came from. How to obtain a $300,000 salary. I think that link is dead. Let me see. Yeah, that link is dead. Um, Job searching requirements for the workshop. Um, the Linux for Linux the study guide. I focus on Red Hat. Why? Because for me, in the gov tech government contracting space, that's all they have is Red Hat. That's what everything is based off of. You want a quick, easy, get a quick, easy job. Learn Red Hat, learn Terraform, learn Ansible. Pick AWS or Azure as your cloud. Understand Kubernetes, and you'll have jobs for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Cloud training, you can go to any of these. SRE, HashiCorp. Here's Kubernetes documentation. You can go to other platforms. There's cybersecurity free training for women, cybersecurity training and all. Um, Follow up on HashiCorp, and so forth. And then I made a mind map. So here's the link to that mind map. And this mind map is public, right? So in this mind map that I have, I talk about pretty much everything. And let me just break it down really quickly. RCSA, automation, Terraform, Ansible, creating wealth. How would it being a freelancer, corp to corp, co-ops, consulting firm, right? Freelancer, meaning that hey, you are really good at something and you can help a customer or a firm or whatever out to solve their problem. It could be Python, it could be Ruby, it could be Perl, it could be Terraform, it could be DevSecOps, it could be IT audit, security, so forth. Co-ops going in with a group of people to form like a co-op, right? You can use Volk as an example. There are several other co-ops out there, right? A consulting firm, how to negotiate your salary, certifications that you can get, right? Um, Come over here. You can go with GitLab, you can go with GitHub, you can go with Travis CI, Circle CI. It doesn't matter. Job opportunities, command line fundamentals, advanced topics, programming languages, Python, Go, Embedded C, Ruby, Rust. Pick one. If you just want to study just those, you'll be fine. Understand the scale, agile, safe agile, Agile coaching. What is that? What are we talking about? Wednesday I did a meeting on how to facilitate a meeting, setting a purpose and agenda, who, what, when, where, and why, telling the story, making your meetings flow, being succinct with your meetings, system monitoring, Sysdig, Lacework, Zabbix. You can throw Prisma Cloud in there, and so forth. Exams, OpenShift, CKA, CKD, understanding AWS. You can go get that one. Kubernetes, cloud, the whole nine. This hasn't changed in 5 years, and and this is something I came up with over time. So we're at least talking 7 to 10 years of this, minus the Kubernetes, right? So this is just Tamika's thoughts, right? Then there is let me go here and let me pull this up. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, these are all Tamika thoughts. All right. This is basically dealing with the RHCSA, RHCE, Security Plus, AWS. That's a career. That's a whole entire career path where you can go back and forth in between. You can work in AWS, you can work in Azure, you can pick any cloud for that one. Here it's just strictly working with, and let me blow it up. It looks like it's small on your page. Here you can go with the RHCSA, RHCE, and do nothing but OpenShift. Here you can just do straight Linux. I am just doing straight Linux. This one down here you can do OpenStack. This right here is kind of like more like, hey, I'm a beginner. I want to get into alpha the help desk, but I could still be like a tier 2, tier 3. So you can get your your RHCSA, get your cloud plus, security plus, and then have someone else pay for you to ramp up. And then this one here is RHCSA, RHCE, OpenShift, and security plus, straight government, right? Straight government. You can add security plus to all of these and be straight government and still be employed, right? So those are my thoughts for training. That's my thoughts. Let's see, there was some questions in here. Um, hey, Tamika, I got my CCNA earlier this year, and today is my first day at the knot. Congratulations. Thank you for the information, especially how powerful and foundational networking technology is. Yep. So, networking, I say it all the time. I started with my CCNA. You can go CCNA, CCNP, CCIE. You can work with Ansible and automation of router switches and networks and so forth. You could work with security in networking. It's so vast, like data centers, the whole nine, right? You're right, I just used CBT nuggets and Jeremy IT lab to get my CCNA on my first try. Correct. Currently work at Lockheed in safety engineering, trying to pivot into tech, and found your interview with HD. No problem, thank you for joining us. Open Tech, Open Tech Takeover. Sis is the GOAT. Much love and respect to you, family. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all warm words. More and more Linux sysadmins with cloud computing is being deployed and needed. Yep, every day. It's a GitHub link. It's just really github.com/women in Linux. It's really it right there. I'll put the link out there. Uh, if you just went to Women in Linux, you'll get there. I actually have some other stuff out there. Like I was doing Ansible Wednesdays. I was playing with MongoDB, working doing CTFs, working with Elk and Bash scripts, and I was just playing around with stuff, right? Just getting stuff, just playing around with it, see how we like stuff. And like years ago, like I said, I was heavy into it, and then not said necessarily time got away from me. It's just I just I just I just got busy. I just got busy, right? So yeah, GitHub/women in Linux, and when you get there, look at RHCSA to infrastructure. That's out there. So along that lines, and those that are new here or haven't been here, or you've been here before, you've seen all these conversations. I'm kind of glad you asked that because it kind of leads into something I wanted to talk about anyway. Um, it's going to lead. Hold on, I wanted to pull this up though. So on that page, it was one talking about creating wealth, right? Those that have been here know this, have seen this, have talked about this. This is a great segue for something. So I don't know why that's popping up like that. Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. So keep that creating wealth in mind, and keep what I said about training in mind. I want to pull something up here because I was on a thread, and I want to dispel these I want to dispel the mindset. And let me see if I can find it on here. It's a mindset shift. And I think that a lot of people have this thing about, like, you got to be at, in order to be at 90,000, you got to be an executive. And I don't know why people have that mindset. It's mind-boggling to me that people think that at 90,000 you will have to make $90,000. You need to be some type of executive, or you need to be in management, or you need to be, it's on here somewhere. I got to go back and find it, but anyway, you get the drift. In that thread they were like, hey, in order to make 90,000, you're going to have to be an executive, right? And my thing about that is, why do you think that? Where's that coming from? Is that lack of being around people who make 100,000, or is it that you don't see that in your mind for yourself, or you're not in the circle where people make that money? So you feel like, in order for me to get there, I'm gonna have to be an executive, or is it a mindset of skill sets? Your skill sets don't lend you to be in that 90,000, whatever. I don't. I am baffled at this conversation. It baffles me, not because, oh my goodness, Tamika, you've been doing this. It baffles me because I just I wasn't an executive when I made over 100,000. I wasn't a manager when I made over 100,000. I wasn't a manager when I made 90. I don't know what that is, and I really would love for us to stop having that mantra, because all it does is says that you can't do it. And if you did it, you had to be a manager to do it. It sets your mindset up for failure, to me. That's my thoughts on that. Like, how do you go around saying that someone has to be an executive to make 90? And so let's dispel those rumors right here, right now. So, senior DevOps engineer at Defense Technical Recruiting, uh, salary is from 200,000 to 260. From 200,000 to 200, that's not a manager, that's a senior DevOps engineer. Let's keep going. A lead DevOps engineer in San Francisco, 165 to 265. NVIDIA is 208 to 327. Do you need to study? Absolutely. Absolutely. No one, I'm not telling anybody out here that you're going to go out here and get your your cloud plus cert and an Ansible cert, and you're going to go get a job paying you $350. I'm not telling you that. I am telling you with these conglomerate of skills, you gonna get there, right? So I don't know what this thing is that people have. I'm so curious about it. Here, senior DevOps engineer TSSCI with a CI Poly 250 Chantilly 175 250. Again, take 175 to 250, divide it in half. That's probably what they're gonna offer first, right? So let's go with the calculator. So 175 plus 250 divided by 2, 212. So they're probably gonna come around 212, 215. It's up to you to negotiate. It's up to you to know your worth. It's up to you to push back, right? They already gave you a range. Play with the range. Like, yo, I want to be here. What you talking about, right? Now here's a director in Dallas, and this is what's cold about these. This is why I said this is what cracks me up about this. All right, in Chantilly, 200 to 260, but a director is 175 to 230. So here's what that say to me. That says that this particular company they did a low ball. They bid it, they won the contract, and they lowball. These are a director at 175 to 230. People think that's good. I'm just telling you that person got lowball. I'm just telling you that they lowballed this for a director. Because why would I take this job as a director? Because of the title versus I can go get this job up here that's gonna automatically off the rip pay me 230. Most of you will say because Dallas is cheaper and Dallas doesn't have state income tax. So you wanna, yeah, I hear you on that. But if I'm living my life with low debt and so forth, I can make 230, 250 work in DC. I've done it on less. So I know I can do it, right? I've done it on less. All right. So DevOps Solutions Architect 178 to 241. The one for the L4 DevOps position with NVIDIA, not NVIDIA, but Netflix was from 100,000 to 700,000. That is not, you are not a director when it comes to that, right? And I'm just showing you jobs that, again, you all can filter these jobs to have them come to you, right? Filter the jobs and have them come to you. Look and see what's out there in the market. Grammarly, DevOps engineer, data platform, 225 to 284. And people will leave comments, and I'm telling you somebody's going to do it, and they're going to leave a comment talking about, hey, you're mentioning these positions. You're not saying how hard they are or what the work environment is like. The work environment could suck and it could be great. The question is, what's your goal? What you aiming for? What you trying to do in life? You trying to sit on the sideline? You mean tell me you gonna let somebody sitting up there that's sitting at their desk every day, they don't like you, stop you from making 284 because they don't like you? I don't care if you don't like me. Go like your mama. I don't care nothing about that. Do your job. At the end of the day, it's your life. It's your career. Stop letting people punk y'all out here. They actually punk y'all out of these jobs. You be like, well, he didn't like me because, uh, um, he said I was over talking him at work. So freaking what? Get out of my face. So what? Somebody over talked you, right? I mean, you gonna run me off my job? I'm just gonna cuss you out, and you ain't gonna like me, and I ain't gonna like you. And guess what? We're gonna come back and work together the next day, and we just ain't gonna like each other. I don't care about that. But you ain't gonna punk me out of my money. You ain't gonna punk me out of my career. software engineer DevSecOps. So this one here is important. I worked as this person, software engineer DevSecOps. I see they're still putting this title together. These titles, when you see them, are normally paying, they say 288. I mean, I'm even pushing that you could probably push to 300. Why am I saying that? I did it, right? And typically, what you're really seeing is somebody that has an idea of a number of things, from auditing to security to automation to Terraform, Ansible to building containers, building images, creating pipelines, the whole nine. That person has that ability. Let's look at this position. So here, automatically, right? System design, software. This is just what's popping up for me, right? But let me see. 401k matching, employee assistance, flexible spending account, health insurance payout, delays paid off, parental leave, tuition reimbursement. Yada yada yada. L3 Harris. Okay. Leads and architects the right implementation of DevSecOps methodologies into a modernization agile software development environment. Provides leadership and collaborating with other engineers to plan, design, and develop DevSecOps environments that includes cohesive CI/CD pipelines. Designs and architects software systems with consideration of scalability, cost, reliability. Again, these are the things that you all, I say this all the time. I'm trying to get you to be assassins. You should not be out here wondering whether or not you did good in the interview. You know you did good interview. You know you was ready for it. You know you prepared for it. You murked. I'm using murk on purpose. You murked the interview. Trained assassins. You know how to do that. Analyzes continuously the DevSecOps environment for technical and process improvements, integration of security measures, faster security and software updates. This sound like what I do now. Provides deep understanding of DevSecOps and modern software development practice for DoD and IC, right? The IC community, right? Okay, if you go into the IC community, if you get in that community, stay in it. That pays the most. Supports the entire software development lifecycle, focuses on leadership, promotes DevSecOps as a team, DevOps as a team culture and new technology, organizational and leadership abilities with strong communication and presentation, blah, 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 high volume, event processing, experience designing and architecting systems, so forth, so on. And experience with space systems. Like I said, that's really where that's at. Like I told you, space, um, quantum, energy, the Intel community, stay in those realms. I swear they still don't know what to call us with these titles. To me, DevOps, cloud, platform, SRE are interchangeable depending on the company. Yeah, they're very much so. Depending on how much, depending on the pay band they want to go with. Director of Reliability Engineering, Principal Technical Consultant, Lead Platform Engineering. Oh, that's so wonderful. Such a vainglorious title there, right? So again, I'm just pointing out to you what's out here. You can take off this 200 right here and do $ 300,000 right here and do search. All right. Solid steps to wealth. Thank you. Masterclass to be an assassin, Swiss Army knife, and W2 millionaire. What more do we need? Thank you, Tammy D. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Where you at though? I've been looking for you. I even posted on your page. Where you at that? Where you at? So immediately put out here 300,000. Engineer, manager, developer, productivity, and DevOps 100,000 to 500,000 in LA. In LA, we can even come in and put let's do SRE 300,000. All right, so now we're coming back with principal engineers. You see around about 419, 505,000 over at TikTok. 720 L4 site reliability engineer from 100,000 to 720,000. Right? Again, I'm just playing with staying in the realm of SRE, DevSecOps, or around those. And these are the numbers that I ain't make these numbers up. You see the numbers, they on the screen. I'm not making these things up. Stop letting people tell you that 90K you're gonna have to be an executive. This is a L4, L5 from 100,000 to 720, and it's remote. And it's remote. But they'll tell y'all in these comments and on all these different shows that to make 100,000, y'all gotta be something like a god or something. Like it's like, ooh, the god then came down. Thank you. That's not how it works. I'm showing you. I'm showing you. So back to creating wealth. I pulled up my chart, right? My goal is for y'all to solid steps to wealth. I already told you. W2 millionaire, however you want to put it. It could be in your 401k. It could be in the number of houses. It could be in your IRA. It could be in your high yield savings account. All together, make it come together. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. You're getting in the back door, data centers all day, every day. Right? In fact, that's what's so funny is we're still hiring help desk tier 1 and tier 2, and they're getting paid 70 and 100K. Platform engineers getting over 150 at a minimum. We're still hiring. And they sponsoring clearances. But you know what people say? I ain't doing it if I can't be remote. I ain't doing it if I gotta go in the office more than 3 days out of the week. I could just sit at home. I ain't doing it. So my question is this: if a job is offering you 300,000 and y'all get yearly bonuses about 15,000, y'all ain't going in? I'm just asking. What's the number that make you go into work? What is that number that make you get up in the morning? Let me ask this a different way. If you know you about to lose your job, you're about to lose your job. Are you gonna get up and go to work and drive in? If you know that you got a family to feed, and when I say a family to feed, I'm not necessarily talking about kids. You may have to feed your mama. You may have to feed a cousin. You may have to feed a sister. You may have to feed some nieces and nephews. What gets you up in the morning? What is your motivation? What do you get up for? What do you get up and drive for? Because you damn sure get up and go to the grocery store. You damn sure get up and put gas in your car, but you won't get up and go to a job to take care of yourself. Donald, thanks for the super sticker, $49.99. We appreciate you. Don, I get it. But again, you're focusing on something other than just work. You got grad school. It makes sense. I'm talking about the people that ain't got nothing to do. You ain't doing nothing but going to work, and when you get out work, you go play around. You go tootsie roll at the turkey hut. Them the folks I'm talking about. Estelle say I'm going in and bringing donuts in every day. Let me tell you how I go to work in. This what I be doing when I be driving. I was like butterflies in the sky. I can fly twice as high. I'm going in. What I'm waiting for? I'm gonna wait for somebody else to get my opportunity. Okay, let me go ahead and see what they're talking about. Let me do this. Let me do that. All right, cool. Oh, y'all ain't rocking with me. Okay, cool. Let me get my job. Let me do this. I'm twerking and I'm working. Junior Johnson, hey y'all, with that 50K being dang near the new minimum wage, 90K is definitely isn't an executive. We gotta change our mindsets. Gotta get out of. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that box is. I don't know why we're like you ever play with a what's the little machines, a ping pong machine or whatever, where you got the little flaps at the end. It's just like we be flapping like, oh, 50, 50, 90, 50. I can't go past it. Oh no, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, like we be scared. What you scared of? Who scared y'all into making more than 100,000? Who did it? So I could talk to them. But yeah, let me talk to you. Stop letting people punk you out of opportunities. Get in the books. Start reading. Start writing. Start taking notes. Start your journal. Get out here and put pedal to the metal. Listen, I keep I don't know if y'all watching, I don't know if y'all seeing what's going on, but people coming out here and the jobs that's out here, I just talked about it. 500,000 jobs that they're trying to get filled in the DoD space, just in government in general. Let me not say DoD space, just government in general. Apply for the jobs. Get behind. Start going to places and networking. Go to a government award ceremony or something like that. Find an event on Eventbrite. They got government events all over the place. They got events all over the place. Start networking with people. Start setting yourselves up for success. Get in the circles. Even if you don't talk the language, start listening to learn the language. Take notes. Understand how people move. Who did they talk to? How long did they talk to them? Who do they go talk to? Like you got to start looking at people's you got to look at people and how they move, right? Who they talk to, who they near, what are they talking about? What events are they attending? When people tell you what they did on the weekend, what did they do that weekend? Oh, they went to a football game. Oh, they went to a baseball game. Oh, okay. All right, cool. That's what they did. All right, cool. Let me listen to that. So the next game come up like, oh yeah, I got me tickets to go to the game. Are y'all going? Yeah, we're going. Oh, what's your team? Blah blah blah. Now you sparked the conversation. Now you got something in common, common interest. I don't care if you don't even like the damn sport. Just find a common interest so y'all can have that conversation so you can break the ice. I'm not telling you the brown nose. I'm telling you how to be strategic. Understand that are strategies in when you're doing these things, and you got to be able to you multitask, shift, and be able to like, okay, cool, boom. I'm not telling you not to be yourself. I'm just telling you how to get in the rooms. That's right, Donna. Bands to make her dance. Right? So you saw the jobs. You hear that 90K talk. Now check this out. So here is again understanding how to pay off your debt, get a budget, build assets. And I kept it simple at 200K. This could be any number. right? But 200K trying to get you to be an accredited investor so you can invest into different things. Somebody may come to you and say, "Hey, I have an apartment community that we're raising money for." After you do your research and so forth and so on, it's gonna yield a return or whatever. You need 15,000 to make an investment into it. You may have that sitting in an account to make that investment or what have you, but you can't get there if you're not even in the room to have the conversation. We got to get in the room to have the conversation, right? The other thing is not just being in the room to have a conversation, it's continuing to have the relationship. Some of you get in the room, you had a conversation, but you don't maintain the relationship. You got to work on communicating and maintaining relationships, right? Tech conferences, different strategies, 3 bucket strategy. I talked about that. If you're not sure, go look up 6 different strategies, 6 different, I think it's 6 different retirement strategies that are out there. The accredited investor, and then go pay off all your rental property, minimum of 2.5 million, right? Minimum of 2.5 million. All right. So what am I working on next for me? And then we're gonna get into money. We're gonna get into saving money, but let me show you what I'm considering. Um, let me go back here. And let me find courses. And let me look at I think it falls under cloud security. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Well, maybe it's not in order. I'm thinking about this class, cloud security architecture. It starts in a couple of weeks. So here's the syllabus: cloud account management and identity foundations, implementing the identity perimeter in the cloud native security operations, data access perimeter security, and enable cloud focused SOC. Um, so let me drop down the courses. So you get into threat modeling, centralizing user account provisioning, structuring accounts to create effective hierarchies, design and identify bastion hosts. And then they kind of go through single sign on, hierarchical cloud structures, and so forth. Here, getting into zero trust, customer identity, cross cloud authentication, conditional access policies, cloud native security operations, hub and spoke, VPC private network access, CSA zero trust, microservices and networks, working with, this looks like it's primarily working with AWS, but it looks like you need to know a lot. Inspect east and west traffic with third-party security appliances, Kubernetes, network policy, and AWS VPC lattice. Um, Here, working with data lake security, data storage service security, data security and privacy playbook, key management. And then here, working with on-premise cloud security, intra-cloud logging and aggregation, and export of log patterns, comparing SIEM or SIEM solutions and platforms. It was on a thread. It was on a thread that I was a part of. One nobody on this in this chat in this group. So you got to have familiar with AWS, Azure, Google management consoles. It's a 5-day class. Here's the requirements. And get your stuff set up. Usually, when I go to classes like this, I start from zero. I go and buy me a whole new laptop, and it's time for a new laptop. And go from there. But yeah, the pricing on this is $8,000 for the on-demand course. And guess who's not gonna pay for that? Butterflies in the sky. I'm not paying for that. Right? And I went through and looked at what because it's almost time for me to update my I need to get my courses, my SAN stuff paid for. Need to also look at my Security Plus, need to get that updated. But I was just looking at their courses, right? So what they got out here, I need one on AI. I don't necessarily need this one. I can go take something somewhere else. I don't need their course on AI. But I would like to have some courses under my belt for some AI stuff. Um, Cybersecurity leadership. Nah, I don't necessarily think I need strategic planning policy leadership class. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that that will help me. But it's my time to take some classes. And I usually wait towards the end of the year, going into the beginning of the year, because I know that's when people got money. When they need to get rid of stuff. So I mean, that's me. What? Yeah, the job page for that. Hey, Tant, what's going on? What's going on, Cash? I don't need to use the new Max for it. I just need to be able to get to the course, get to the coursework because they usually have a portal set up, an environment set up. I just need to be able to get to it. So that's cool. Right. So that's what I see that's out there. When we're talking about it, and that's what I'm thinking about doing. And I'm gonna think about it a little bit more, but that's where I'm at on that one. Heather, which Linux courses are you talking about? In here, what they're talking about? And I prefer to do these not in person but live. And because the I think it works better for these courses to be taught to you first and um then let someone else then you can go to the on demand side. So the in-person one that they have, it starts October the 2nd. So it's in Colorado. And then the next one that they have doesn't start until in DC until let me see, the December the 13th, which may work for me that week because I need to be in DC anyway. So yeah, that may work. Sans the Linux stuff, they usually are using Kubernetes or Rocky Linux to build their environments with. They don't use Red Hat. And then they have cybersecurity training in New Orleans. I don't want to go to New Orleans. And then it's in San Diego. And I don't want to wait too long to do the course. So I don't know. I may wait to the December one. It's gonna be cold in DC. I don't know where the SANS office is at in DC, where their training is at. So I may wait to DC to do it, but that's what I'm thinking. That's gonna cost. That's about you got to pay for time in DC and all of that stuff. So, um, Orlando, yeah, okay. Well, they got one in Orlando, but that ain't until April. See, I don't want to wait that long. Yep. Let's see. What was that Washington one? Yeah, it don't say. They have the on-demand bundle that comes with it. Register in person. Let me see. Oh, I don't want to log in. I just want to see if they give me an account. The location. Let me see. Sans Training DC. Let's see if they should have a facility. Okay, here it is. It's at the Hilton. The training will be at the Hilton in DC. And then typically once you take the class, you got 4 months to train. Well, you got 4 months to take the test. So in those 4 months, you'll be training up. So I may do it. I may go to the one in Colorado between that one and the one in Colorado. That's what I'm thinking. All right. So we talked about the 90K, the money, the so forth and so on, right? And I started to make this today a personal day to talk about myself. Um and the job titles that I had for um the let me look and see. Make it still make this. We may still could do this. Let me look. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. So as a senior Linux system administrator, let's go to Indeed. And this was in DC. So senior systems administrator. And then let's lock this down to let's go Alexandria, Virginia. Let's see what they're paying now for senior system administrator in Virginia. Okay. So and these are I'm going off just the titles that I have held. Do you get course? Yeah, you get the course material. Yeah, you get packets. They send you to you in a box. So for a Red Hat system administrator right now, I went by Alexandria, Virginia. Right now, 152 to 184. You have one with a secret, looks like maybe a secret clearance here. This is just a system administrator. This when you see system administrator versus Linux administrator, when you see system, they usually working with Windows. See, I see 100 to 150. I see 110 to 150. I see for sysadmin right here in Chantilly, 200,000 to 300,000. 200,000 to 300,000. Let's scroll down and look at it. Provide operational support for Linux and Microsoft Windows, support virtual and physical infrastructure servers running CentOS and dev test and production, develop and maintain environments running in AWS, maintain integrity and continuous monitoring, develop and maintain standards, develop and maintain comprehensive documentation, monitor, develop and oversee implementation and testing, leverage scripting and system automation tools, research hardware and coordinate and provide backup and recovery, interact with users, so forth. This one they want you to have a full scope poly. So that may be a little hard to get if they're not sponsoring. But they're still between 200 and 300. 170 to 230. They don't have one. Here, 140 to 239 at BAE. They got a cloud Linux systems engineer. Crack me up with these. For a systems engineer platform, discovery platform, SME, 95, that's low. Senior IT administrator. For sysadmin, 73 to 114. Take it, divide it in half. That's a starting. For Jira admin, they'll have one for Linux. Linux, they don't have it. Let me see. Okay, 130 to 150 in DC, 94 to 198 with khaki, 125 to 170. I'm just going off senior Linux administrator. Senior system. Let me put Linux. Let me put Linux. Sorry. I'm narrow it down a little bit more. 125, 165, 152, 184, 130, 150, 70 to 85, 94 to 198, 73 to 114, still 200 to 300 still comes up. Then didn't change by much, right? So I'm just telling you baseline. Red Hat, RCSA, RCE. Get you some OpenShift or just take the CKA exam, understand some cloud, how to create a VPC, how to set up the networks, how to set up a Kubernetes cluster, run EKS deployments, understand the baselines of that. I mean, I don't know. Right. So next one up, let's go with principal senior system engineer. And we'll leave this nationwide and just see what we're pulling back. Okay. 121, 181, 126, 215. I'm still pulling Linux, 130, 150, 126 to 215. 96 to 200,000. 102 to 153, 83 to 153, 169 to 228. Senior system engineer Lados, 122 to 220. 144 to 260. And I'm talking thousands. Let me be clear. We're talking thousands, right? Y'all see the numbers scrolling on my screen? 150 to 185. I'm not clicking over to the next one because I don't need to. You get the gist. Let's look up senior cloud architect. All right. 120, 184, 126, 215. Did it go through? Yeah. Yeah. 160, 190, 175, 215, 171, 260, 213, 240, 140 to 160, 150 to 190, 138, 239, 204, 285, 135, 225. And these are just base salaries, by the way. These doesn't include any other benefits that come with the job, right? From 120 and up, right? Next one up. So I was a technical area lead. I don't know if that's a good term, but that's what it was on my. That's what the title was. I don't know. I don't know how people would classify that out here. Right. They probably won't classify it. Kind of hard. 175, 215, IT solutions architect. It's kind of hard. It was just one of those things that they had in their platform architect lead. That's about right for the pay. That's really what it is. It was a platform. I was a lead. I had a team of 40. So again, that's what it is, right? Next one up. That was a director, still gonna fall in the same pay bands, and a consultant. This one we saw earlier. It's a DevSecOps principal software engineer. That was the position. I don't make the titles. They're just what they are. We saw it at 288 earlier, 260, 200. That one was way more than these um that you're seeing right now. I love it when they do this. Your monthly take home could be between 9,200 to 11,000. DevOps manager, senior DevOps engineer. Yeah, that one the pay band. The pay band on that job was 280 to 300. 280 to 300. Right? So that was a breakdown, like, for me, just over the years. I'll probably do this offline. I won't do it on here. Deal kill me if I did it on here. The breakdown in pay. I don't know. Do I have one? Let me see. Do I have one? Let me look. Do I have one? I can log in and get one. Look, I do. But let me pull this up. Okay. And let me make it bigger. So that's on the one that's on the screen. Mm, Let me do this one. And I'll make that up there. I won't move around. That made it too big. 1 second. Let me see. Yep. 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 Okay. That looks about. That's right. Okay. D. Don't shoot me. Let me make sure there's no personal information. I think we're okay. Well, let me do this. Mm-mm-mm. We'll go with that right there. Okay. No personal information. Hold on. Let me blow it up again. It looks kind of small, blurry over there. Where is my little thing? Oh, I do it like this. And then I can do this. Okay. Florida Warren, thank you for becoming a member. Okay. So this was, I don't know if y'all can see that. Do I need to blow that up some more, D? Let me do that. That better. Everything don't get in the screen when I blow it up. But anyway, you get the gist. All right. So this was uh um a year almost 2 years ago. So gross pay 16,000, right? What they take out in federal, social security, so forth and so on. And then of course my Roth and what's going into my 401k, and my net was 9617 for the 2 weeks. That's so it um fluctuate between that and every 2 weeks, right? So you can imagine what it is for the month, right? So every 2 weeks, that's what it was. We didn't get paid monthly. We got paid every 2 weeks. We didn't get paid by month. We got paid every 2 weeks. So, you know, you can imagine what that is take home. And there's a paycheck stub. So, um, can you make this? Absolutely, absolutely. It's on you. Put a one in the chat if you think you can do it. Put a one. Put a put a put a one in the chat. Um, if you going if you're willing to make the sacrifice to do it. That's AI. Right. Um, this is not a brag or a scuttle. I don't want people to feel like this is a brag or whatnot. I'm just showing you live data, my own my own personal journey. I kind of wanted the day to be like a personal day for me, to talk about this stuff, because it really gets under my skin, because I see so much. Uh, Let me choose my words wisely. I see so many people do things not at their best, not at their best, and they get paid to do work not at their best. Where I see others show up and show out and don't get the credit they deserve to, when they show up and show out. And then I see people not even try. And always they don't always succeed, but I just see people that don't try and complain. And I'm saying there's no need to complain. Like I'm showing you somebody will probably say this is AI or whatever. I literally pulled this up out of my downloads. I'm like, I think I got one out here. But for some people, and I'll say this, it's not a lot of money. I'm just gonna be clear. So some people, it's not a lot of money. For some people, it's a lot. For some people, they're like, that's nice, but whatever. I'm one of the people like, that's nice, but I know I can do more. I was told one time that when do you stop reaching? When is enough enough? And I don't have an answer to that. No, that's not 1 month's pay. That's biweekly. Jason, that's biweekly. That's not 1 month. That's 2 weeks. You said I gotta sacrifice to have what is meant for you. Yeah, gotta sacrifice to have what is meant for you. It's taken me a long time to understand I have the potential to do great things and not listen to outside. Please stop listening to outside influences. Yep, that's what people are talking about. Crashing out on TikTok and saying 90K is executive money. And for those that want to do the numbers, we can do the numbers. Because what's not included in this are raises and bonuses that I got. And then also the way it worked is whatever time I worked, right? Whatever time I work, I got paid for that time. If that makes sense to you. So if I work, but even though I'm salaried, if I work 50 hours, right, I'm still gonna get paid for those 50 hours. I'm not gonna get paid just for the 40. I'm gonna get paid for the 50. Right. So I may have another one. Um right, let me look. That was the very last one. Right. Sorry. So 96. We just do 9600. So 9600. It's a it's a roundabout figure. It's not the exact. Times two. Then take that and multiply by 12. Mm, That's a roundabout figure. That's not what I made. I made way more than that. I mean, I could pull that up right here. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the date on this one. This is 2022. The one I just showed you was 2023. Let me let me fix this one so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because somebody will be like, she didn't do that. This was 2022 in November. I hadn't finished working yet, so you can see here year to date right there, 304, right? And that's 2022. So, and again, that fluctuates because, like I say, the time that I work could be, I could work. I'm gonna give you an example. Like if I go to work for that particular job, let's say we got 80 hours in 2 weeks, but let's say instead of me working 80 hours in 2 weeks, I might have worked the whole month. I might have put in 220 hours in a month, or I may put in 240 hours in a month. It depends on the month and what we're doing and what needs to get delivered. All right. And I can't make up this, right? I can't make this up. So, um, right. So we go, let's say 234 for the month, and uh 161 an hour plus, right? And then let's just multiply by 0.7. So that could be $26,000 for the month, give or take, right? Plus bonuses, plus whatever. Right. Jordan Jasmine, thank you for coming, a new member. Um, Jason, yeah, man, get into it. They said crazy people in the street. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll probably get in trouble for it. Hey, whatever, you know. I don't know what it did. I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me look at this. People out here culture how to get into tech and make six figures with no proof, but you're an example of your absence are true. Yeah, I don't. I can do all that stuff, but um, I just found that it didn't. It's not the fact it don't sit well in my spirit. I just don't have time. I just don't really have that kind of time to do stuff like that. You know what? He probably don't get in trouble. Like, when I say trouble, meaning like I know the backlash is gonna come from this show, and someone's gonna be in the comments and say you can make all that stuff up and type it up and all of that, or somebody's gonna come and like you're just bragging and trying to hurt people's feelings out here, and I'm not. Um, I mean, I could pull Social Security records, right? I could pull my Social Security records, right? So yeah, I do mentor currently. I just haven't had the time like I normally would. Just hadn't had the time like I normally would. But no, I wanted to make this show personal. Um, because I take I take those comments personal, and I know why I take them personal. I know exactly why I take them personal. I take them personal because when I go when I go out across the landscape and I'm looking, and I've been looking for decades for people that look like me, that and wanting to excel. And when I say look like me, I'm truly talking skin color. Um, whether it's a man or a woman, I don't that in some instances I just really don't care. And when I say, like, people ask me why I never had a mentor, I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody with more skill set than me to mentor me that look like me. I just ain't never seen it. I've never had a manager that was a black woman that knew Linux. I have interviewed with one one other woman that knew Linux, and I was she didn't want to move. This was the move to Pocatello, Idaho. She didn't want to move. It was the second round interview with her. I had already killed it. She was like, "This is not an interview." And I think she listens to the show. So if you're out there, I'm not going to say your name. And she said to me in the interview, I have seen your YouTube channel. Keep up the good work. This is not an interview. I just want you to know that you're not the only one out here. I am excited that you want to even take the challenge to move because they weren't going to get me out there. She said they weren't going to get me in Pocatello. Right. And I've been in this doing Linux since 2001, 2002. The reason why I go back and forth between 2001 and 2002 because it was at the end of 2001 for my CCNA stuff, and then I was making my move to Seattle. That's why. And she's the only person that I interviewed with, and that was 17 years later, 16, 17 years later. So when I say to you, you are a rare breed if you are a woman or a man of color that understands Linux and can get on the command line and understands how to build a container, whatever, build whatever, Kubernetes, OpenShift, whatever. You're just rare. You're just rare. The other thing I wanted to showcase, I got 30 minutes out here, is to talk about um what what does what does your what does your journey and your life mean to you? How are you going to accomplish these goals? Right? I'm not talking about your net worth. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whatever goals you have established for yourself. What are you going to do to get there? And how are you going to take the time to get there, be successful, and then keep moving? Right? Get there, be successful, and keep moving. Um, these positions and jobs are to me a dime a dozen. And most people like you're lucky to get those jobs or you're lucky to do whatever. So in true fashion, I do want to do that. I do want to do this. I have topics. Wealth by age. I have the whole thing with BlackRock right here. BlackRock teamed up with Microsoft and Nvidia to launch a $30 billion AI infrastructure fund. I don't know if y'all saw that. Let me get logged in on that one. But I'm gonna talk about this real quick and then I'm gonna go back because I did want to. This is important to me. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this and then we're gonna go back to what I want to talk about. All right, so BlackRock is planning a more than $30 billion investment fund with Microsoft to build data center and energy projects to fill growing demand of AI, the company said on Tuesday. right? Let me get that on the screen. BlackRock is forming a global AI investment partnership in what would be one of the biggest investment vehicles ever raised on Wall Street through global infrastructure partners. The fund marks GIP's first big fund since the group agreed to acquire BlackRock earlier this year. The deal is expected to close in October. Abu Dhabi backed investment company MGX and Microsoft are general partners in the fund. NVIDIA is providing the expertise, they said. The partnership will intentionally seek 30 billion of private equity capital over time from investors, asset owners, and corporates, which will mobilize up to 100 billion in total investment potential when including debt financing, BlackRock said. The prospective fund is the newest to address the huge demand of power expected by the AI sector. Earlier in 2024, Microsoft agreed to $10 billion in renewable electricity projects built in Canada's Brookfield asset management, right? So again, when you see these things, somebody got to do the work. Somebody got to do the work. Fast and Fluff said, "Ain't no luck making 260. That's intentional. Believe." Oh yeah, yeah. It's no luck. It's all intentional. And the last thing, and then I'll get back to my thing. I just wanted to talk about the IPOs. Global Engine prices IPO at 8 million. And I'll go into these. The weight loss drug developer BioAid seeks up to 602 million in its valuation. All these weight loss drugs and people falling out from side effects from Ozempic and what's that Wegovy and all of that. Um, them drugs need some time, right? So these are all IPOs that are coming out this week. Tam, thank you for all you do. Thank you. Every time I listen to you, Gabe, Josh, and PBO, I always feel empowered. I truly believe my age is just a number, and I'm the only one keeping me from achieving my goals. That's correct. You are. Right. And it could be not just you though, right? It could be just you hearing what people say and internalizing it for yourself. I used to do that. I used to hear what not necessarily hear what people say. I would look at people actions and be like, man, I don't think I can do it. I used to psych myself out all the time. And then I would talk myself into doing it. And then I would be like, I'm glad I talked myself into doing it. I would go back and forth. I'm sure you all do. Like, man, I can't do that. Maybe I can. No, I can't. No, I can't. I ain't gonna do it. I'm put it off. You put it off, and then you go back to it, and then you back in the game because you won, right? It only takes in order to get a lot of wins, it take a lot of small wins to make up the a lot of wins, right? Right. So I go back and forth with it. Can I do it? Whatnot. But I also have a mindset of I'm gonna do it, right? Like whatever you're talking about don't make sense to me. I'm gonna do it. I'll take your thoughts into consideration, but I'm getting ready to do it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it. Get out here, I'm gonna do it. Right? Oh, I'm a horrible procrastinator. Dia tell you I wait till the last minute on everything. Horrible. But it'll be my best work. I'm gonna do like what's his name? What's your boy name? My Michelle. What's his name? That's my Michelle. All right, so let me get to it. Let me get my last slide. I thank y'all for rocking with us, man. Um, let me get to it though. All right. So that's my Michelle. All right. Order right. Let me go back. It's acting up. You're doing silly stuff. Just open up. There we go. Okay. Okay. Show you how some things work. You said I've been doing it since 2018. I should have moved from medical to tech. I keep talking myself out of it. I mean, you could stay medical and be medical in. You could be in tech and in the medical arena, right? Right? Yeah. You know what? I work under pressure because I've had no choice. Um, a lot of places I walk into, they are what we call um at their wits end environments, and they looking for somebody to guide and build them up and lead them in the right direction. So that's what that's at. Go look at the RH024 before you start Linux. See if you like it. It's free, right? Sign up, get you an O'Reilly account, and start studying under O'Reilly. In fact, there's a group every what in Slack that meet what y'all meet every day from 8 to 12, or every Monday, Tuesday. Terrence, Jada, are y'all out there? Y'all got that? I don't know the dates off the top of my head. Right. So I am going to beat this in the head for you all. You're gonna get tired of me or whatnot. I just think it's a sweet deal. From a couple of perspectives. There's some nuances to it, but whatever. All right, let's say 255,000 is your base. Right. All right. The other way, D. Put me on the other side. So let's say 255,000 is your base. And oh no, is that big enough? Let me blow it up a little bit more. Yeah. All right. Let me move it over. There we go. There we go. Thank you. All right. Let's say 255,000 is your base. Uh, you're not gonna go. Listen, Cole and Evelyn, you need to negotiate. Stop telling me you're not gonna go negotiate your 250. You're gonna negotiate your 250. I don't care if you go and get 252. Negotiate for your 2,000. That's right, Heather. The spreadsheet. The spreadsheet. Thanks, Lenore. How you doing? How are things going for you? That's right, Heather. The spreadsheet's back. We back. All right. Uh, so let's go here. I'm gonna put this over too. So now this is where things get interesting for you all. That's correct. That's right. That's what goes into your 401k. But this is the kicker. All right, so let's break it down. And there's certain jobs that do this, right? So 255 is your base, 63,000 is what the 25% they put into your 401k every year. But wait, there's more. All right. So remember I told you about, let's stick with the 253. So 253 is 122 an hour. All right. So let's say for that month you worked 234 hours at 122 hours. I mean, I had at $122.13. I added 13. So your gross is 28 57.8. But they put in 25% of that. So that month they may put in $7,000 into your 401k. Not the 63 divided by that, right? So you got, say you average that 7,000. So let's go here. Let's take that and multiply that by 8, 9. Yeah, 9. Yeah, 9. 64,000. So is that 7144, 64,000? You gotta give or take a little on that. Now, why did I stop there? Because right now you can only put in 69,000 total into your 401k between you and the employer. But there's nothing stopping from the employer to put in more. But that goes up to, was it 3,500? Um mm, yeah, 30,500 is what you can put in, right? So I think that goes up if you're over 50 or you turn 50 and over, right? So that can go up. But really 69,000 is what you and the employer can do together. Minus 23,500. It's actually 23,000, I think it is. Yeah. And then yeah. So 46,000 plus the 3,500, 76,500. So you can get that in a year. D should be opening up the one-on-ones. So why am I talking about this? I ain't talking about it from the 401k perspective. That's cute. That's nice. Let's talk about this perspective here, this PTO and this IBA perspective. So you have that money that's coming out for your insurance and so forth, and your time off, which totals this right here at 63,750. Well, let's say you take their insurance and let them pay or what have you. You still have this IBA that comes out, that I mean that PTO right there, and part of that IBA, let's say maybe, I don't know, about $4,000 for the year. So you still have what, 59, 59,000, right? Let me show you how I got that. So I'd take off, let's say you take out 4,000 for insurance. That's going to leave you with 20,678 right here. Let's say you don't take any time off. Let's say you float your time off, right? Because you work those extra hours. You only go places when it's vacation time or whatnot, when the government's closed or what have you, right? So, um, That's approximately about 59,000. I'll round it up to 60. All right. So do that 60,000 times 0.7. That could be your extra check at the end of the year that come to you, right? So not only do you get the 69,000 put into your 401k, you also get the 42,000 that come back to you. This is after taxes. So you got an extra incentive bonus of $111,000 out of that one job. And you might get some bonuses, you might get, different things. So we just throw we just throw out there another 10,000. So that one job could look like this in extra incentives. That is outside of what you bring home at 255. This is really your true total compensation for that one job. But this is your extra incentive that hits your, if you quit the day, that money on your 401k is just going to be in your 401k. And if you got the extra incentive, you could be an extra 40 to 50,000. Are you going to let somebody tell you they don't like you and walk away from their job? Now you might, because you got skills. You might be like, ain't dealing with you today, Satan. Put a one in the chat if you walking away. I wanna hear from you. No ones. We ain't got nobody walking away. I know casual economists is gonna put a 3 in the chat just to, or Heather, just to be the antagonist. I know them. Don is walking away. Don said, I ain't doing it. I hear you. So y'all staying? Y'all riding this out? Okay. Let me go to history here. That was 42,000. Okay, so your 42,000 you get back. Let me do this. Not the calculator, not the spreadsheet. Again, you got the 69,000 that went in there. You got I don't know, you may have a monthly contribution of $1,000 that's going into stuff, but say you did it for 10 years. And you got a return of 8, where some 2. All right. So keeping it low and simple, 69,000 was your first initial investment. You contribute 1,000 in 10, in over 10 years, it'll be at 322. Yeah, that's not bad. That ain't bad. Now you can do more than that, in which you will, because the employer and so forth and them are putting in more. So if they putting in 7, you putting in 1, you're really coming up at 8,000. So you'll be at 1.5 million in 10 years. I haven't included the 42,000 that you get on the side. And say you get them over the next 10 years. Um, we'll do 42,000. Let's say you contribute, I don't know, $1,000 to an account somewhere. 10, you got a high yield savings account at 5%. I'll do, yeah, let's say you, yeah, 5%. Yeah, we'll do that. And let's calculate. So you could have in 10 years sitting on the side $83,000, give or take, depending on what you got it in. You may throw it into a brokerage account and contribute monthly $100, and give or take it return. You can have 108,000. It depends on how you do that. Yeah, tech is totally profitable. So, I mean, I hope y'all got those numbers. Hope they made sense. Um, I hope what I talked about made sense. I was just showing you from my perspective what it could be. Again, I'm not telling you to do exactly what I did. I'm not saying that I'm the end all to be all. I'm by far. I'm not saying that. I'm just showing you what I've experienced over time, um, and what it. I mean, that's just that didn't include things that I do on the side. That's just now. That's just a job. I had a friend of mine ask me why I didn't want to be a consultant, and I'm like, I do consultant work, but I am truly lazy. I really don't want to go look for the work. I want somebody to bring me the work. I don't want to fight to eat. And that may be I'm brainwashed. But if I could um I didn't even talk about that part. I didn't even talk about the other job that I was doing while I was doing that one. I didn't even talk about that. Talk about it actually. But if we are talking about going out and I gotta look for work, I don't want to do that. I just don't. It's just easier for me to pimp myself out and let them do it. Uh, I mean, that might be the wrong year. 21, 22. That might be the wrong year. Let me look. See. Okay. Yeah, this works. Okay, okay, okay. Um, is this right? I don't think this is right. It may be. Mm, 1 second. I'm just trying to make sure I got the. I'm looking at the right thing. That might be right. Okay, so let's close this one, and then this one, and then this one. And then we'll make this one bigger. And then we'll, yeah, that looks really small, but that's okay. Okay, yeah. All right, that works. Okay. This is another one. So you can see a bonus of 25,000, and that came out at the beginning. So this is like the March. I had already gotten that. And you can see the gross from this, and then the take home from that, and that's by weekly. That's every 2 weeks. So you take the other one. Make sure you don't give up too much information. Make sure, it's still on the right thing. Okay, yeah, still on the right thing. So what's that? 85 and 53. All right. And we go here. So 8,500 plus 53. And multiply that by 2. Remember that you get paid extra for working over, so this number fluctuates. So that's what it was. And you can multiply by 12 if you wanted to, whatever. It's more than that, but it's just giving you a ballpark. So every month, that's what it was. It's actually more, but just to give you an idea. So I have to prove it to you. I wanted to. Showed you the paycheck stuff. There you go. I'm sure that this video will probably incite some folks and some trolls, but hey, you can't do nothing with what's already been done. It is what it is. For those that have self doubt or whatnot or what have you, only thing I can tell you is if you have self doubt of what I showed you or you don't believe me, whatever, the only thing I can say is that's it. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to tell you. Right? I don't know. So that's been my journey through tech. That's what I've done. Those are just small little instances. The money's out there if y'all want it. If you don't want it, get out the way so other people can do that. Right. Y'all have a good day.